In this video, we'll go over 3 advanced tools in the Artisan Subdivision toolbar: Crease Edges and Vertices, Knife Subdivide, and Bridge Between Edges. To demonstrate the Crease tool, I'll start with a box and use the Loop tool to add another set of edges across the center. With Artisan Select, I'll double-click to select the loop, then use Artisan Scale with the Control modifier key to scale the loop outward from the center. After making this object a group, I'll subdivide and smooth, which displays proxy faces, switch to Original Edge Display, and add another 2 iterations. The Crease tool marks proxy edges and/or vertices as sharp, which will change how the mesh gets smoothed at these locations after subdividing and smoothing. As I move around the proxy faces, I can highlight all edges of a proxy face, a single edge, or single vertex. I'll click this vertex, and this point is now sharp with the default weighted value of 1, which means fully sharp. Adjusting crease weight will be covered a bit farther on. Moving away from this vertex, its red marker indicates that it's creased with the full weight value. I'll do the same for the vertex on the other side of the face. When I crease just this edge, the crease goes from 0 at each vertex to fully creased at the center. If I want the entire edge creased, I need to click each vertex as well. When I crease an entire face, all quad edges are now within the plane of the proxy face. And I still need to add the vertices if I want sharp corners. Whenever the Crease tool is active, all edges and vertices that have been creased are highlighted, and these creases are all red, meaning fully creased with a weight of 1. Holding Shift while clicking on a creased face uncreases the edges of the face, and Shift-clicking on vertices uncreases those as well. To uncrease multiple entities at once, I can use Artisan Select to shift-select the edges and vertices to reverse, activate Crease, hold the Shift key, and click anywhere. The Crease tool can also work with entities pre-selected with the Artisan Select tool. I can shift-select only vertices and crease them, then go back to Artisan Select and press Escape to clear the selection. This time I'll shift-select 3 edges, which also includes edge vertices, which all become creased. If I Artisan Select 2 edges, but don't want the vertices, I can right-click and choose Select Edges Only before creasing. If I pre-select a face, its edges and vertices are all creased. Note that the crease remains even after further subdividing and smoothing. Creasing also remains after using the Smooth feature. With this sculpted mesh, I'll use the Select brush to select a few quads, then click Crease. This will keep all selected edges and vertices sharp, even after selecting everything and applying the Smooth tool several times. Returning to our previous mesh and proxy faces, I'll select and crease this face, press Escape to remove the selection, then crease these 2 edges. This assigns the full crease weight to all selected edges and vertices, and hovering over a creased entity displays its crease weight. Each weight value ranges from 0 to 1. To reduce any crease from the full weight of 1, I can highlight the object and hold the Control key while clicking and dragging the mouse down. The color changes from red to green around 50% weight, to 0 crease and no color. Moving back up to about 40%, the highlighted entities and their weight colors remain visible as long as the Crease tool is active, and the current crease weight is listed in the value field. If I now crease other objects, the weight will be this value. Reducing crease weight also works for entire faces or for single vertices. If I want to specify an exact weight value, I can reactivate the Crease tool, enter the value, then click to apply. Moving on to the Knife tool, I'll start with a box with hidden geometry displayed. With Artisan Select and Move, I'll move one vertex in the red and green directions, then do the same to another vertex to create non-planar quads. Similar to the Loop tool, the Knife tool is used to add more edge detail to a mesh. To divide the front face, I can click 2 points along opposite edges, which divides this face into 2 non-planar quads. The tool is ready to create more cuts, so I'll continue around the box and press Escape to finish. I'll orbit to face 2 sides of the box and this time I'll click 2 knife points in blank space. All faces that I can see are all divided at once. If I undo and do the same thing while holding the Alt key, note that the cursor changes and the slice goes through the entire model, including back faces. This is easiest to see in X-ray view. Finally, we have the Bridge tool, used to generate quads that bridge between 2 selected loops of boundary edges, or between 2 faces, or between 2 sets of contiguous faces. The selected entities at both ends must have the same number of vertices. To start, I'll use the native Select tool and Shift-select the 2 mirrored diagonal faces, then click the Bridge tool. If this is the first time using this tool, the bridge will be one undivided object, and I can add or remove divisions with the up or down arrows, or I can enter the number of divisions. There are 3 bridge interpolation modes. Linear generates quads with straight lines between corresponding vertices, and pressing Alt cycles to cubic. This mode considers only the initial normal direction of the selected loops when generating the mesh. Pressing Alt again cycles to cubic surface, which takes into account the orientation of the selected loop's adjacent edges and faces and blends the surface smoothly. Pressing the left or right arrow adds a twist to the bridge, rotating the bridge by 1 vertex on one side. The default smoothness is 0.5, and this can be adjusted by holding the Shift key while pressing the up or down arrow. The other way to use the Bridge tool is to start with 2 sets of closed loops of boundary edges, or edges that border only one face. Again, both loops must have the same number of vertices. This time I'll use Artisan Select to carefully select the 6 boundary edges on both sides, and click the Bridge tool. I can also create a bridge between meshes as long as I select contiguous faces with the same number of vertices on both sides.